ever imagined that these fucking withdrawals would be this goddamn bad. I should never have gotten on this shit.
First and foremost, I just want to say that I'm so freaking proud of you for making it 10 days. 10 days. I am proud of you, Ashley. And no matter what you decide, you're not failing, okay? I want to talk about the end of this video where you say that you should have never got on this shit. And I want to tell you, like, would you have gotten to where you're at today if you hadn't utilized methadone and Suboxone? I did the same thing whenever I was trying to come off Suboxone. I made it 30 days off of Suboxone. And I had the most debilitating depression that I wanted to take my own life. I could not stop crying. I could not get out of the dark hole, and I got back on a 0.5 milligram. And I've been back on a 0.5 milligram since 2021. So the last 3 years. I look back on my time on Suboxone, and I know without a shadow of a doubt in my heart that if I did not have this medication, I would not have made it as far as I've made it. At least not at the beginning. Now, as I've learned how to stay sober over the years, and as I've developed new coping skills, like now I could manage just like you're managing, like you're doing this. But I just don't want you to beat yourself up and to say, I shouldn't have got on this. I should have never. You got to where you got today because you went and you got help and you utilized MAT recovery, and it is helping you, you know. And if you have to stay on it and go to Sublocade to get off of it, that is okay. That's not a failure. This is why I believe it's so important to plan these tapers out. And like I said, you know, I know that this was not planned. This was a mistake. Your medication got taken from the cabin that you guys were at. Like, it just fucking happened like this. And you were like, fuck it, let's roll with it. I'm going to try and overcome this. And I commend you for that. But please, girl, if you have to take Suboxone, it is okay. It is okay, and it's not a failure, and you're not a failure. And you can come back, and you can get on Sublocade, and you can titrate off of it the correct way. Take the shot, and then discontinue the shot. Don't beat yourself up, and don't let all these people online get in your head. Don't let people beat you down and make you second guess yourself. You were in active addiction for a long time. And you were also hooking. That is a lifetime of trauma. Not to mention all the trauma that you experienced in your family as a young girl. So, I just don't beat yourself up. You have overcome so much. And if you have to utilize Suboxone for a little bit longer to get to your next step in your life, that's okay, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. I just really, really want you to know that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. This same thing happened to me in 2021. I felt this immense pressure to get off Suboxone. So many people were telling me that I wasn't really in recovery. I might as well be doing heroin. I just felt so much pressure. I felt so judged. And I rushed off Suboxone and I jumped off, and I wasn't ready, and it wasn't the right time for me. And I made it 30 days. 30 days I made it off that medication, and I went back onto it. So if anybody knows about quote unquote failing on a Suboxone taper, it's your girl. It's your girl. And like I said, when I look at it back on it, I didn't fail. It was not the right time for me. And the way I went about it was not correct. I rushed myself. And so I just really want you to be easy on yourself and not beat yourself up. Remember, this wasn't a planned thing. It was a mistake. Somebody stole your medication. It forced you into this situation, you know? And so if you have to get back on for a short period of time so you can get onto Sublocade, there's no shame in doing that. There's no shame. You want to be able to enjoy your vacation when you go to Puerto Rico. You don't want to be in pain and agony and sickness. And this is why I was trying to tell you guys, and tell you also, Suboxone withdrawal doesn't really start until about a week in, and you're experiencing that now. It's around day 5 when you really start to feel it, because that's how long it takes for the medication to leave your system because of the half-life. Don't beat yourself up. I have to say it over and over again, Ashley. Don't beat yourself up. You have overcome so much more than any person I know could ever go through in a lifetime, and you're still standing.